dingers.
Hitting the brakes, hitting the brakes. Hitting the Brakes, episode 10, Beautify Long Drop. It's the series finale. Gosh, I'm sad. All the time.
Series.
Yeah.
Never again.
No. Although I would love if they did like a Fuller House, like, I don't know what they would call it, hitting more brakes, and then they bring back the whole cast like in 15 years or something like that, when Pureflix is the only streaming service.
Hitting more brakes.
I was a hotel owner.
The hotel owner.
That would be Dan Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who plays the father?
That would also be Dan Marshall.
Okay. So he's reading the things at the end to himself about himself.
Yes. Oh, I thought you meant on this show. I didn't realize we were talking about hitting more brakes still.
Yeah.
So it would be the daughter of the youngest daughter. That's who the new Dan Marshall is. And then Dan Marshall is the Dan Marshall that's reading the book at the end.
Okay, so how did Dan Marshall die?
No, he was a race car driver. After the series ended, he got back into his career, and on his first race, he just immediately crashed into the wall at 100, and there was nothing left of the car. It was just obliterated, and then it became like a real Angels on the Racetrack situation.
Would it be his first race, or the first time he ever gets into a race car, and he just has a lead foot and goes right into the wall?
Tragedy struck the practice track today as washed up race car driver Dan Marshall just slipped into a car for the first time in years and immediately crashed into the wall, killing himself instantly. And
dumb race car driver Dan Marshall dies heroically.
Yeah, swerving out of the way of a valiant pothole that had been dug into the track.
Dug into the track.
Yeah, Reggie set him up. This was premeditated murder made to look like he crashed into the wall.
Well, I don't think Reggie would ever do that. I think Heller method would do that.
Okay. In conjunction with Reginald RVJ. The two of them team up, yeah.
They're all students of the Heller method.
Of course, Carrot Top is there, and the other giant bunny, not the one with the beard, but the deaf one.
Yeah, I feel like the original bunny is probably the most learned actor out of the whole bunch.
Yeah, he speaks fluent Italian in this episode. It's muy bene. Is that Italian?
It's beautiful.
Yes, it's muy picante. No, that's Spanish. I don't know.
Muy picante, muy bueno is China.
L'angelo della muerte.
Who's that?
That's the angel of death. It hangs over this town, he says.
Who lives at the tip of South America?
You're talking about Cape Horn?
No, I'm talking about Cape Horn.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I've never even seen Cape Horn before.
Okay.
Oh, what? It's like the listeners don't even know that we had to cut there because of a technical issue and pick it up, as was.
It was very technical.
It was. Beautify Long Drop. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag that.
Beautify Long Drop. Everybody talks about it. Everybody knows the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Beautify Long Drop.
When you say BLD, people know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, Beautify Long Drop, of course. What's the most beautiful building in Long Drop? You know, that competition the town has every year?
Yeah. And, I mean, when you hear it, you automatically want a BLT.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the problem of the competition.
Well, you could go to Sky's Cafe for a BLD, which is bacon, lettuce, and dill pickles. And a big old dinger. Hey, if Chuck
is of the female persuasion.
If Chuck from accounting has anything to say about it, she's gonna get that donkey.
Do you think they hooked up between takes?
Yeah. Yeah, the chemistry between them is real. They're not acting. They're really in love on this show.
It's unrivaled.
Truly.
I don't think I've ever seen a love tale quite like this. And I watched 4 Hallmark movies yesterday.
4? That seems like a lot, but a good romantic day.
Well, you finish one Hallmark movie, and it's about hockey, and it's about being a ballerina, and the two worlds colliding. And then you're like, I want more. I want to consume more.
Mm-hmm. Is that movie called Woo Woo Kenny Woo, the story of Kenny Woo?
Yes. And.
Yes, and a Hallmark classic.
Yeah. And then I watched a horse movie, a horse Hallmark movie,
How dare
and
you.
it brought me back to all the good days of horse.
Of horse. I feel bad because you have one more horse movie on me. I haven't seen that horse movie.
You haven't seen this horse movie, and yeah, now I hold all the nuts and dicks.
All right, man, come on. Just because this is the series finale of Hitting the Brakes doesn't mean it has to be the series finale of Midweek Freak Treat. All this peener talk you're laying out on us.
I don't know why. I just want to say the D and the B word a lot.
Fine, I get it, man. Like, I'm Zacharoni Obama. I get it.
And I am Jonathan Toilet.
Perfect. And we have a special guest on this week's episode of Hitting the Brakes. Not of the podcast, but of the actual show, yeah.
Yeah.
Who
is it? Let's get it out there.
Well, we'll do what the show does, which is everyone is teasing it, and they're going, hey, we got a special guest, but we can't tell you who it is. And then the opening credits happen, and you see special guest Tim Tebow. And you go, oh, I guess that's who the special guest is. Thanks, show.
The show teases it for a half second, and then they shove it right into your face the whole time. This episode, for some reason, is very meta. Like, they thought they were done for some reason, and then somebody wrote a script and was like, I'll just write what I'm feeling, which is this show blows.
Well, not just someone. Steve Bilzinger. That's who wrote this. Yeah, not Tommy Blaze, if you can believe that. The series finale, and they don't even give it to the Blaze man. I know, he bailed. He bounced on the show. What a coward.
Well, that's probably why it was so good at the end.
Well, yeah, for sure. You know what? I'm going to get this right out of the way. This is the best episode of the series, and it's not even close. I genuinely enjoyed this episode. I liked how weird it was. I liked how meta it was. I liked the giant bunny being like, speaking in Italian at the start and going like, welcome to our show, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it felt like a high school play or something like that. This one was a 10 out of 10 for me.
This was definitely $100,000 high school play for sure, and $90,000 was definitely going to Tim
David
Tebow.
Era White, yeah, for sure. Hey, see if you can guess what part of the show I was watching when I wrote this note. Whoa!
Was it just after the credits stopped?
Yeah, it was when the applause started. I was like, whoa! I forgot. Every time I forget that there's fake applause in this.
Well, they have to get fake applause to make themselves feel good.
Mm-hmm. You said something very poignant last week, or maybe the week before, and it's been like I finally see it. The handyman and Manny at Stuff on the Bluff sound exactly alike.
I've been saying it for years.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't pick up on it sooner, but you're 100% correct on that. They're not even different characters at all. In fact,
no.
Manny seems to hate the handyman by the end of this episode, which I did really like, that he was like, this guy's still talking. I hate this guy.
They should have just got rid of the handyman and had Manny Patinkin do the handyman role. Why have both of them? And why put them in the same scenes talking the same way all the time?
And if you're gonna,
it really rashed my dink.
If they're gonna be in it together, then make them twins or brothers, or like give them a reason why they're the same, instead of just being like, these are two guys who have just known each other for years and just talk like each other. They have the exact same voice, and you go,
doing a very screechy, similar accent.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a doomsday prepper, and I got a wacky store.
And I'm a handyman.
No, I did both of them there. And I'm a giant bunny man, and I can't believe this rabbit is smarter than me.
Can you make a cross with your fingers and ward off evil spirits?
You bet, just like that. 2 middle fingers, baby. Cross them. Stay back, Satan.
I'd probably use one middle finger and the other index.
That's pretty cool, because then, yeah, you really feel like you're tweaking back on that finger.
Yeah, you're really fingering it.
Yeah, they're really fingering. They need...
Yeah, try it at home.
Try it at home. Try fingering it at home.
normal.
Yeah, man, this is a normal show. It's fine. You're beautiful. You're not wearing a hat again. I'm freaking out about it.
I'm hoping that it goes well.
Are you living in a hotel right now? You hitting dingers in a hotel?
Can you believe his family made him quit the race circuit and go to Colorado?
I'm disgusted by it. I'm disgusted by the selfishness of Dan's family. And then not only they move to Colorado, but then they just treat him like garbage the whole time. Like his family just makes fun of him and mocks him and just treats him like trash. It's a real shame.
The fact that he doesn't turn around and scream to everybody, "You made me come up here. You made me quit."
I did it all
just
for my
insane.
family's sake.
Yeah.
And they go, well, too bad, Dad. You're a loser. Like, I wrote down something. What's the oldest daughter's name? Denise. Yeah, you're right. But Denise says, like, Dan goes, why is everyone being so, like, nice to me? Or, like, why is everyone avoiding me right now? And his oldest daughter goes, maybe your cologne makes people sad. Like, what kind of a thing is that to say to your dad who gave it up for your sake? Despicable.
I kind of like that, though.
Well, I mean, then you're hitting the brakes, buddy.
I think I'm going to say that to my dad on his 70th birthday. He's going to ask me why nobody's there.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I need to clarify something. Has been 69 this whole time and I didn't know about it?
Yes.
How have I been missing this 69th year? I feel like a horse's ass right now.
I'm pretty sure I told you about this.
You did not tell me that Mr. is 69 years old. That's a beauty. I would have sent him flowers. I would have done something for him.
Well, you did chop him in half that one time and count his rings.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. But it's hard to tell. Like, I got fat fingers, and it's hard to see. Speaking of fat fingers, I'm just halfway down a moo latte, and it's great.
And you didn't write it down either. Like, you kept on counting, and I think you double counted his rings.
Yeah, because you're supposed to, you count from the outside in and then all the way back out to the outside. Yeah, of course. You count all the way through the other side.
Yeah, you cut twice and measure once.
Exactly. And so that's what I did. I cut in two places, and then I measured the rings, and I came up with 275, and was like, there's no way that's correct. I don't care to count again.
Yeah. Sew them up.
Sew them up. Ship them out. I'll see you in 69 years, buddy.
It's a beautiful year. I hope I make it to 69. I think we all hope we make it to 69 in some respects.
Yeah, of course. And if Arlen makes it to 69, you know what color he's going to dye his hair?
Purple.
Exactly. Purple.
What do you think he's going to dye his hair?
I don't know, like cash green. I don't know.
Cash.
Cash, buddy. So Dan is they need a celebrity judge to judge the beautiful buildings in Droppy Point or whatever it's called. And
Stuff on the Bluff.
Stuff on the Bluff. And Dan just happens to go, well, I'm famous and I know Tim Tebow. And they go, wow.
Wink, nudge,
nudge. You ever kissed a man who knew Tim Tebow before?
Well, he felt his sweater at church. They went to the same church.
Yeah, in
California.
He put the Eucharist in Tim Tebow's mouth.
Yeah, probably more evidence that he's not from Atlanta because Tim Tebow's from a different place.
Tim Tebow's from Atlanta. He's Atlanta born and raised. Same with Dan Marshall, Dirty Dan Marshall.
Yeah, but Tim Tebow loves the Gators, just in general. Not the football team he played for.
No, who doesn't love the Gators? They're the best.
Yeah, snap, snap.
Better than crocodiles, tell you that much.
Really?
Yeah, alligators are better than no, crocodiles are better than alligators. Yeah, sorry, and I couldn't live with myself if I said an alligator is better than a crocodile. A crocodile is far superior. They're big fat monsters. They're great.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, a white man from Haiti rules. I think they're the same thing.
Well, you're wrong. They're different.
They're the same thing. They probably talk the same. They probably have very similar languages. They probably get along like school children in Haiti.
Love different, Jonathan, all right?
Have you been telling people to love different?
Yeah, it was Haiti Thanksgiving over this past weekend. I kept yelling at my family, "Love different."
That's good.
Yeah.
That makes a really fun, different Thanksgiving. It gives it a little different vibe, you know?
Yeah, like when you hug your parents to say goodbye, and when your parents goes, "I love you," and you go, "Love different." They go, "Have a safe trip home," I guess. What do I say?
Yeah, I usually take one hand away from hugging them, and then I poke them in the belly button and go, "Love different."
Yeah, with the other hand, you pick their wallet out of their back pocket.
Well, I need money too.
Yeah, you gotta buy bus fare.
These frickin' boomers have all the frickin' luck. They're 69 to 58, and they have too many wallets.
Oh yeah, you know what? As their son, you should help yourself to your Pep's wallet.
Yeah, well, I got sticky fingers.
Like on CD?
Yeah, on CDs nuts. I have very sticky fingers that I like to put in his pants.
Whoa.
So he can get his wallet.
Alrighty then. Chuck from accounting and Sky have a lot of great scenes together, and in one of the scenes, Chuck enters with this line.
Well, I guess you've heard the news.
I love the way he like sings well. I just think it's so beautiful.
Well, I guess you've heard the news.
Well, it's magic.
Out of all the people that connect, he's one of them.
He definitely connects, absolutely, with my heart and with my fart. And Chuck is wilding out in this episode. I don't know if you saw, there's back-to-back scenes where Chuck draws his gun and waves it around. He's a police officer, and he's just waving a magnum around at people. It seems, don't let him have a gun or cuffs or anything.
I feel like that's a vision into what's happening in the actor's mind. Because he knows he's losing a paycheck after this episode's done filming. So he's just wilding out. He was never supposed to pull out his gun during this episode.
He, as far as I can remember, he hasn't even had a gun for most of the episodes. Like, that's a joke where he's like, "I don't know where my gun is." And then Sky's like, "It's in my panties." And he's like, "Oh, Sky."
Yeah, Sky has it all the time.
Yeah,
because she's the actual sheriff.
Yeah, it's always in her panties. That's just how it goes. That's where she carries it. It's her whole
or briefs.
Or briefs, yeah. Standard military issue briefs.
Green.
Of course.
Green.
Color of cash.
As, you know, Kim Haler would come in and say at every scene.
Who the heck is Kim Haler?
You know, Arlen.
Oh, Arlen and Kim Haler, of course, of the Haler method. Yeah. Oh, no.
I want to take the Haler method.
Yeah, we should buy the course. I mean, today I downloaded a free ebook from Pureflix about how to prepare for the end times. So I'm pretty excited to read that, and we'll talk about it next week on the regular show.
I hope they mention food and water.
Well, they definitely talk about Revelation Road and Revelation Road 2, starring David A.R. White.
I think you need shelter and food and water stuff.
But you also need Revelation Road and Revelation Road 2 on DVD, Revelation Road 3, The Masked Rider.
So is the instruction manual of the end times just getting Pureflix?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Duh. How else are you going to get saved?
I wonder if you could get Pureflix offline.
I don't know if you can, like, download... Because that's the thing. If I knew the end times were coming, I would go on Pureflix and I would download Revelation Road and Revelation Road 2. Have them on my
wonder
computer.
If we can hook it up with David A.R. White, if we can buddy him, you know, grease his wheels, and see if we can get every movie that's on Pureflix and TV show on a hard copy.
Like a big old hard drive.
Yeah, like maybe a medium-sized hard drive.
Like a 120 gig. Can you compress all these files so it just fits 120 gigs, David, please?
Yeah, we'll scale it up after the fact.
Zip them. We'll unzip them. David...
Yeah. We got AI.
And David, that's our promise to you. If you hit us up, we will unzip it. Don't even worry about it.
I might not unzip it.
Hey, man, imagine you were eating fistfuls of peanuts while going, I'm deathly allergic to peanuts. That would be Chuck's life for you.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
man.
Chuck's wife.
That is.
Does Chuck have a wife?
Yeah, her name is Sky. She runs Sky's Vegan Cafetorum, or whatever the hell it's called.
Wouldn't it be great if they got married?
I think they do.
Well, in the next Hitting the Brakes Harder or whatever.
Hitting the Brakes Harder. That's good, yeah. That's a better name for it. Hitting the Brakes Harder?
Well, you get more H's.
Yeah, of course. Hitting the brakes harder.
Yeah, flows like wine.
Oh, yeah. Watching this episode, I realized I could probably have watched 13 more episodes of this show easily.
I could never watch this show again.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you'd give it up already.
I'm done.
Oh man, did you like the Chuck telling Sky that everyone deserves to be arrested?
Yeah.
Everyone deserves to be arrested, Sky. And then he says that he only arrests beautiful people, and then he goes, you know, Sky, you'd be pretty enough to be arrested. You'd be pretty enough to be put in jail.
Well, he believes that everybody sins every day because they're not covering their faces.
Everybody sins and only women bleed. Those are the two tenements that Chuck lives his life by.
And accounting.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's after he gets fired from being a cop because he shoots somebody at Sky's View.
Yeah, and then he has to move to California.
Exactly. I was a small town cop trying to bang Sky, and then, whoa, I shot Sky, and I had to go. And then that's, the rest of it.
Well, they like gunplay during sex.
Yeah, you bet they do. She's always like, put your gun to my head. Put your gun to my head, Chuck. And he's like, I don't know how to unload it, so I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't know where the safety is. She goes, that makes it even hotter.
She usually does it for him, but they forgot that he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, and his finger, he doesn't know good trigger etiquette, so his finger's always on the trigger. She's like, I'm holding a gun. Why wouldn't my finger be on the trigger?
Yeah, don't put your finger in the trigger hole, which is what she yells while they're having sex. And then pop.
Right, she goes, put your dinger on that trigger, and then he goes, pop. Then he goes, whoa, and that's it for Sky. And now he's got to be, now he's got to host a morning show.
Well, it's got one last condom for God.
Great, hot. That's the story of Chuck.
I feel like that's the start of a movie. If him and Sky are banging, doing some gunplay.
I'm listening.
And then, pop.
Whoa, yeah.
Well, okay, so Sky's head blows up.
Whoa.
And there's a bunch of blood on the wall.
Okay.
And as it slides down, it reveals executive producer God.
God, of course. Yeah.
And that's the start of the movie.
Well, it's a real statement, and it's a bold opening that I haven't seen on cinema yet, and I think that I would give you $50,000 to finance that movie.
Academy Award?
For what? Best Sky? For best film? You're gonna have to hit my brakes a little bit if you want that award.
Maybe not best film, but for film.
Yeah. Maybe not best film, but like best film of that year? Sure, why not? That's fair. Yeah. Not best film ever, but best film of 2022? Yeah, of course.
I mean, it doesn't square up to Shawshank, but
no,
it does square up to whatever garbage came out this year.
Of course. What, like La La Land, right? That was a movie.
Avenue Q.
Yeah, exactly. Avatar. All the best hits. Better than those garbage movies. Better than John Carter of Mars.
All won Oscars for film.
Mm-hmm. Better than Ghosts of Mars.
Oh.
Yeah. Better than Red Planet.
Oh. Actually, Red Planet was pretty dope.
Better than Mission than...
Than Mission to Mars?
Yeah, better than that.
Hollywood breaks. Hollywood breaks.
Arlen wears red sunglasses that are definitely his. There's a suit made out of Canadian money. That's cool.
His face looks so white when he comes on to the screen for the first time.
He's a ghoul.
He is a ghouly man, and I just want to love him.
Yeah, I think that's what he's missing. He's got a smoking hot wife, but other than that, he's a man missing affection and love.
I wonder what his belly button tastes like.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No?
No, man. No, dog. No. I don't know.
So Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow's there. Yeah, he's trying to bang Sky. I don't like it.
Yeah, because Sky is Chuck's property.
Yeah, he married her. He owns her. That's how religion works. Dingberries.
Well, they're tied to each other the whole series, so
of course,
you kind of get it.
Yeah. Well, exactly. At the end, at the end of this episode, if we found out that they'd been married the whole time, I'd go, yeah, fair enough. Fine.
So Tim Tebow is the guest star of this episode.
Yeah.
We've wanted him on this episode for years.
Oh yeah.
Did he live up to his name?
Yeah, I thought Tim Tebow was pretty good in this episode. I especially liked, there's this running gag where they're trying to give Dan a B-52 pickle bomber, which is just a toy plane with dill pickles tied to it. People seem to love it, but there's a point where Tim Tebow picks it up and everyone starts cheering and he goes, and he's off screen, so it's 80 yard, but you just hear Tim Tebow go, "You know you like it." Just the way he says it, it's really creepy and weird, and I kind of love Tim Tebow for that. So yeah, he's great on this episode.
Well, it was his idea to have a pickle bomber. He always wanted to have a toy plane that was based around a pickle and use pickles.
Something for him to eat and play with.
How's that moo latte taste?
Man, it's good. It's a mocha moo latte. I'm loving it. It's honestly, it's delicious. Making my day.
Do you usually go with mocha? I've been going with cappuccino.
Oh, dang it. That's what I should have gotten was cappuccino. That's a way better choice. Mocha's fine, but nah, cappuccino's the better choice. Cappuccino. Look at me. I'm a big fat guy with bunny ears.
Speaking of big guy with fat bunny ears.
Sure.
There's a couple in this movie.
There is, yeah. The deaf one shows up and the bearded one shows up. And, I don't know.
Do you think they're both in Sons of Thunder?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the deaf one plays the motorcycle.
Well, they couldn't afford a Harley.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they painted him. They painted his body black and his arms silver. And then he just holds on to like one of those like workout wheels that you roll back and forth on the floor with. And he's the motorcycle. It's done. He's a chopper.
I need to get a workout wheel, and I think that's the only exercise I'm going to do for months.
That's a great idea. Your core will just be popping, and your low back will be popping out of your back.
Yeah. Do you want to dedicate our lives to doing 1,000 of those a day?
I mean, I want to dedicate this podcast to the memory of your back because it's going to be in hell in a few weeks here.
Yeah, I'll get a memory foam back. You're right.
Hey, that's a great idea. Get a memory foam back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you concerned that Manny, the man with the child's coffin for sale, also has an elementary school diploma in his possession? Is that concerning?
Yeah, he shouldn't have any of those.
Well, I mean, or he could have one or the other, but having both makes me ask a lot of questions.
I think we need speed, but we also need to go to antique stores and see if we can find both in any of them.
Well, we got to go to Stuff on the Bluff, and there we can buy both of them and a B-52 pickle bomber and a poster for Rob Roy performing the music of Arlo Guthrie or whoever the hell it was.
Yeah!
Yeah! You're a big celebrity, and I'm not even a race car driver anymore, says Dan Marshall to Tim Tebow.
Yeah, because that's why Tim Tebow talked to him.
Yeah.
There was no other reason because he was a race car driver going round and round, and then whoa. He
Whoa!
crashed into a wall.
Mm-hmm. Then what happened?
I think his family told him stop.
Well, and he said, you know what? It's the only sign I don't know how to read on the road, but I will for you, family.
Well, my father just passed away, and he has a hotel up in Colorado. We could go there.
Yeah, how fortuitous that, like, the day Dan Marshall, crashes his car into the mall, then his dad dies and he inherits a hotel. What a wacky set of circumstances. I mean, his dad's death, I guess I wouldn't say is wacky, but the rest of it, well, maybe him not intentionally crashing into the wall either. That's not wacky either, but parts of it, the idea of it is wacky.
Okay, so what you're saying is that Dan Marshall's father got into a fender bender, had a heart attack, died, and then his spirit went up and into his son and then made him crash into the wall by cranking that steering wheel into the wall. And then he floats up to heaven and he has to go take over the hotel.
Well, he haunts the hotel. That's not Dan hearing his dad's voice. That's the disembodied voice of his father speaking to Dan in that room. So, yes, I agree with you. I love the idea of him being like, someone needs to, oh no, I've been in a car accident. My first concern is that someone needs to inherit my hotel. And then he goes into his son, who just happens to be in the most important race of his life. And his dad goes, the only way to fix this is to crash my son into the wall and hope he survives. It's a great plan,
I hope
Dad.
he survives.
Fingers crossed. Oh, please, God, now that I know you exist, I guess. Please don't kill my son while I try to kill my son.
But if he does kill his son, then he just goes to heaven or hell with him.
That's pretty cool. Then he sees his son forever.
So it's a win-win.
Well, he tried to kill his son for his family's sake. Now
that's a good song.
Hitting the brakes, hitting the brakes, hitting the brakes, hitting the brakes, hitting the brakes.
RBJ's photo on IMDb is crazy.
Is it just him like goating himself?